Attention passionate Montreal, Canadiens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal Canadiens fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because what's happening in the NHL right now, especially in the Atlantic Division, could really change the landscape for the Montreal Canadiens. And honestly, this isn't just about a single trade or a rumor. It's about a potential shift in power, a move that could propel Montreal into a much more competitive position for the upcoming season. For years, the Canadiens have been trying to find that missing piece to push them over the edge, to solidify their core and challenge the league's best. And it looks like, according to recent reports, Montreal might be on the verge of making a blockbuster move that could alter their future significantly. Recently, Heavy.com brought some intriguing news to the table. They proposed a trade scenario that, if it materializes, would shake the division to its core. Imagine this: Montreal acquiring Matty Beniers from the Seattle Kraken. Yes, you heard that right. The young star center who's been making waves in the NHL with his skill, hockey IQ, and leadership potential. Now, why would Montreal go after a player like Beniers? Well, it's simple. The Canadiens are very aware that one of their biggest needs heading into this season is a solid second-line center. They've been searching for that elusive player to anchor that line, someone who can produce offensively, play tough minutes, and bring that leadership on the ice. Beniers fits that description perfectly. This isn't just a casual rumor either. The proposal suggests that Montreal would send a package that includes a first-round pick, a young NHL forward, Datch, and a prospect, Messar. For those not familiar, Datch was the third overall pick in 2019, a highly touted player with great potential. However, injuries have hampered his development, and his consistency has been questioned at times. Still, when healthy, Datch has shown he can be a strong number 2 or number 3 center in the league, capable of contributing both offensively and defensively. Last season, he played 57 games, scored 10 goals, and added 12 assists for a total of 22 points. Not bad, considering his injury setbacks. On the other side of the deal, Montreal would land Beniers, who is just 22 years old but already showing maturity and skill beyond his years. Last season, he played all 82 games, notching 20 goals and 23 assists, an impressive 43 points. He's on a 7-year deal worth $50 million, which is quite reasonable given his production and potential. Beniers is the kind of player who can grow with the team, fit perfectly into Montreal's timeline, and provide that steady, reliable presence in the middle. But wait, it's not just about Montreal acquiring Beniers. The Kraken, in this scenario, would also receive Datch, who could be a valuable piece for their rebuild or playoff push, especially if he stays healthy and finds his game again. Plus, they would get Messar, a 21-year-old who was selected in the first round in 2022, but has yet to crack the NHL roster. Messar has struggled in the AHL and hasn't yet shown he's ready for the big stage, so a change of scenery might just be what he needs to develop further. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. Montreal's general manager, Kent Hughes, has been quite active this offseason. He's made some bold moves, like acquiring Noah Dobson and Zachary Bolduc, aiming to build a young core that's competitive and versatile. But despite these moves, one thing is clear: Hughes recognizes the need to bolster the middle of the ice, specifically with a talented second-line center. His comments have been cautious but optimistic, saying that he's willing to improve via trade, even if free agency hasn't provided the perfect solution yet. Hughes has emphasized that he's comfortable starting the season with the roster they currently have, which includes Nick Suzuki as the first-line center, with Datch and Alex Newhook filling the second and third lines. But it's evident that the organization is still actively exploring options to upgrade that second-line center position. And let's not forget, the Canadiens have a young and promising roster. Nick Suzuki is already seen as a franchise player, a dynamic and skilled forward capable of leading the team offensively. Datch, when healthy, can be a significant contributor, and Hughes believes in his potential, even if his injury history has been a setback. Hughes has publicly stated his confidence in Datch's ability to develop into a pretty special centerman for Montreal, emphasizing that they're investing in his future. Datch's career so far has seen him skate 269 games, tallying 43 goals and 78 assists for 121 points. These numbers show the potential, but it's clear that health and consistency are the next hurdles. So, what does all this mean for the Canadiens and their fans? Well, it's exciting because the team is showing that they're willing to be aggressive in the trade market. The idea of adding a player like Beniers isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about elevating the team's competitiveness and building around young talent that can grow together. Montreal has been patient, making smart moves. But now, with this kind of trade possibility, they're signaling that they want to contend sooner rather than later. It's a strategy that could pay off big time, especially if Beniers adapts quickly to the Canadiens' system and becomes a cornerstone in their lineup. Of course, fans are eager to see what Hughes does next. Will he make this blockbuster deal happen, or will he hold on to his assets and wait for the right moment? It's always a balancing act, especially in a league as competitive as the NHL, where one good move can turn a team's fortunes around. And for the Canadiens, who have been in a bit of a rebuilding phase over the past few seasons, this kind of aggressive approach signals their determination to take a step forward, to be relevant in the playoff race, and to push for that elusive Stanley Cup once again. Now, looking at the division, it's clear that this potential move could shake up the standings. The Atlantic is stacked with talented teams, and Montreal's push to improve could make them a dark horse, especially if they add that second-line center they've been searching for. It's all about the timing, the chemistry, and how quickly new players can gel. But if Montreal manages to pull off a trade like this, it would send a message across the league. The Canadiens are serious about competing, about winning, and about reclaiming their spot among the NHL's elite. So, as we wait for official news and confirmation, it's safe to say that the excitement is building. Fans are buzzing, speculation is at an all-time high, and the team's future could be significantly brighter if they land the right pieces. This is a pivotal moment for the Montreal Canadiens, and no matter what happens, it's going to be fascinating to watch how they navigate this offseason's challenges. The possibilities are endless, and perhaps, just perhaps, we're on the verge of witnessing a new chapter in Canadiens' history, one that could see them rise back to prominence with bold moves and strategic thinking. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Montreal Canadiens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think adding Beniers is the right move? Or do you believe Hughes should hold on to his assets and wait for a better opportunity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Canadiens. We want to know if you're excited about this possibility or if you think there's a different direction the team should take. Remember, hockey is a sport of passion, and your voice is part of what makes this community so special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, analysis, and all things Canadiens. Stay tuned because the offseason is just heating up, and the next few weeks could be crucial in shaping the team's future. Whether it's trades, signings, or draft picks, we're here to keep you informed and engaged every step of the way. The Montreal Canadiens are on the cusp of something big, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Habs.